So here I am in Brooklyn, ready to talk a little bit about where I am after 60 days of Greenlandic. Well, first off, I think that I should explain that I made a very important decision over the course of the past month. Namely, that I would choose to focus, rather than to spread my efforts on many languages, the way that I really have, to focus on a handful of them. And the lucky 6 that got decided upon were Yiddish, Swedish, Hungarian, all for heritage reasons. And for the cool factor, Greenlandic, Tahitian, and now I'm saying this for the first time, Lithuanian is the lucky number 6. And so, as to exactly what I did differently over the course of the past month, well, for one, I did enroll in the 30-day speaking challenge, and I think that genuinely made me expand my vocabulary in many ways, but I also really feel as though some of the vocabulary was very ephemeral, in which I would simply commit it to memory one day and then I would forget it the following day. And then I got a fantastic message from Bartosz Czekawa of the University of Memory, in which he opened up his vocabulary labs course. And in so doing, I decided to sign up, and he really gave me a lot of new ways to not only expand my vocabulary, but also really to make it stick. And in many respects, it really worked like a miracle program. I'm not going to say too much about the methods right now, but I can really say that a lot of the methods do resemble Closemaster significantly, but with a lot of focus not only on Anki, but also on thinking, user-made inputs. And so one thing I really needed to do was that I needed to, instead of having a lot of my flashcards show Greenlandic word and then English word, would usually be either English word and then Greenlandic word, English phrase and then Greenlandic phrase, or alternatively a close, which would be a Greenlandic phrase with a word missing, usually translated into English, and then I would provide the English equivalent. And the fact is that a lot of it really felt like hell, because a lot of the words were very, very long, and usually even breaking them up into little groups didn't significantly work very well. And but the issue is, I got a lot of the sentences that I've been using for the project either from Dhaka, which is from Okasilerefits, or place where yon be lots of words, which is the Greenlandic Language Secretariat, and in addition to that, the translation memory from the Jehovah's Witnesses website. Full disclosure, I'm actually not only Jewish, but I'm very proudly Jewish, but I will use anything to learn languages, and I think you guys know that about me already. So, it's very interesting by virtue of the fact that I really wasn't in learner territory anymore. And the fact is that often I just really had to get a lot of the words to stick. And one thing that I really had to do in order to get them to stick was to attach sound to many of my flashcards as well, using my own voice. And the fact is that I don't really have any qualms about me sounding difficult, as it were, by virtue of the fact that the videos, as in my opinion as bad as they were, managed to go viral in Greenland, and I guess I'm very, very happy about that. In case you're curious to find them on my channel, no, I haven't put the videos on here. The videos have been on my personalized Facebook account, but I think when the challenge wraps up in August, I'm probably going to compile them and put them all together accordingly. That's thing one. And thing two, I think that almost certainly either Tahitian or Lithuanian is going to be the language that I will focus on for Gary McCann's next challenge, and that's going to be very exciting. And I actually found I'm going to talk a little bit about Lithuanian for a while. Yeah, I felt that I've really been spoiled by Lithuanian, and here's why. Because fact is that given that it's in comparison to many languages of the developing world, like Greenlandic or Tahitian, very much a well, one of the official languages of the EU, but I also really feel that I'm getting spoiled by presence of Disney songs in it. In addition to that, a lot of translation options and predictive text that's actually capable of working very well. Not also to mention the fact that there's a very not only active community online, but also very much in many places abroad. And so that's, I find significantly helpful. So, I should say this. I managed to really, inspired by Bata Chikawa's course, I put all of the grammar of the Tahitian language on a single page. And that really took a while, but on the other hand, it also really made me compartmentalize many aspects of the language as well. That's one thing I had to keep in mind. And another thing was that it also really made me think about when it's really on one page as opposed to in a 90-page book, how really easy it is to truly come to terms with. And I guess that I've been rambling a bit too long, and so here's where things happen to stop. And see you at the conclusion of the challenge.